Good afternoon, everybody. Make sure you guys is on here, which I believe it is. We have a few things to talk about in terms of our upcoming severe weather potential in the region. We do have multiple days, including right now, we do have severe weather happening in Illinois. We'll cover that after we get done talking about all of these threats here. So we will get to that, but I just wanted to pop on and give you an update in regards to how the next couple of days is looking in terms of our severe weather here. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and pop into our model here. So, current thinking tonight is we do have storms that are currently on radar. We see them out here. We're watching this area closely right now, and for some reason, my screen just completely froze. I'm not sure why. So I guess I can access that right now. So we'll go ahead and go back here to the model here. We'll try and get that back up and working. But overall, we do have a storm that's out in Illinois. Those are expected to progress eastward as the evening goes on across Illinois and also parts of Indiana. We do have an SPC risk out for this evening. It is a slight risk, level 2 out of 5. Within that yellow area, we're talking about wind, hail, and potential for a tornado or two possible with these storms as they progress eastward. In the darker greens, we are looking at mainly just a wind and hail threat, primarily hail threat, although we could see some gusty winds along with these storms as well. So I'll have to keep an eye on that as these storms progress eastward overnight. So if you are in those dark green or yellow areas, you guys should be on alert for that. And again, here's your 2% tornado risk that covers south central Illinois and then southern Indiana. That's your tornado. Here is your wind risk. It's a little bit lower than hail right now. Hail is the primary concern. General same area there, all the way over into Ohio. And then for the hail, 15% in the yellow there, which is driving the slight risk from the SPC. So this is for today. Diving into tomorrow, we do have a little bit higher of a risk. It is an enhanced risk in the southern Illinois area. Excuse me, into a slight risk further north and a little bit further east into southern Ohio, southern central Indiana, and also south central Illinois. Marginal risk surrounds that all the way into central Illinois, Indiana, and also through central Ohio. The main hazard with this is going to be primarily wind and hail, but there is a risk for tornadoes as well. We see a 5%. It was a 10% earlier this morning, but the updated outlook does drop that down to a 5% risk now in the darker brownish red color there, and a 2% risk in green surrounds that. So southern, south central Illinois, south central Indiana, and also extreme southern Ohio getting in on that tornado threat tomorrow. Then here is your wind risk. We have a 30% risk in southern Illinois, just creeping over toward the Evansville, Indiana area there, and the 15% to the north, and then north of that, even 5%. So lesser threat the further north you go with this whole system here. And lastly, tomorrow's hail risk, again, highest in the southern portions of these states, again, south central Illinois, south central Indiana, and also parts of extreme southern Ohio. And then after that, we are watching yet again another severe risk here for almost the entire state of Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. And that's going to be for, again, concerning all hazards being possible. And honestly, I've been saying it for a while here, but Tuesday is the day for me personally that I've been kind of feeling has a higher risk in terms of everything here. And I do still feel that way. Based on the models currently, I do think that is going to extend a little bit further north, at least enhanced, maybe a slight risk further north. I'll show you why here, but overall, that is your risk for Tuesday. So 3 more days of this to go through, then we're going to be kind of cooling down a little bit. Here is your probability risk right now. We don't have individual hazards yet for the day 3. Those get introduced tonight at the day 2 outlook. So this is just going to match the overall outlook with basically just percentage probability. So a 30% there in red, and then 15 in yellow, 5% in darker brownish red color there. So that's your SPC outlook for the next 3 days. Now looking at a few models here, it's going to be the battle of which model comes out on top. And I'll show you guys why, especially for Tuesday. All right, so we have this warm front draped across southern Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio currently, which is also provoking these storms that we're seeing now, and also going to be doing provoking the storms tomorrow and also Tuesday as well. So with that being said, with this warm front here, we use two main models, the HRRR and the NAM model. Okay, so the HRRR model for Tuesday in particular is further south than what the NAM model shows. I'll show you guys the differences here in a second, but right now focuses on tomorrow. We could have that warm front lift just a bit further north than what it is currently, so the risk does shift just a tad bit north tomorrow, and then also that is going to drift back south overnight. And then for Tuesday, watch how that warm front down here in southern Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio does not lift back north very much at all. As that low pressure moves off to the east northeast, it kind of stays stationary. So here we have 60 degrees down here in South Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. But if we go to here to central and north Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, we're seeing mid 40s for high temperatures here. So this is the HRRR model. But if I show you guys the NAM model, check out the temperature on this model now. Look how far north this is for Tuesday. There is your warm front draped across northern Ohio, northern and central Indiana, all the way back down south into Kentucky, Tennessee areas. So what model comes out on top is going to dictate a good sized population who's going to get severe weather and who may not get severe weather. So if it's a further south solution, less population, but a further north solution would give us a more so a concern is that warm front on the latest NAM here is almost to the Ohio Michigan border there, just about a county or two south of the border of Michigan there. So we're going to have to watch that closely as we get into the Tuesday time frame, very, very closely, as the environment on Tuesday is, in my opinion, the most concerning for severe weather, including tornadoes, wind, and hail. But before we get to Tuesday, we have to get through tonight and also tomorrow. And as I said before, the SPC does have a risk out for tonight for a majority of the region through Illinois, Indiana, into parts of Ohio. That goes for all hazards in the south central parts of Illinois, Indiana primarily. Then again, tomorrow we'll be watching that extremely closely. As well as we do have, again, an SPC risk out for severe weather for tomorrow, which does include all hazards as well. So a busy start of the week here. We've had severe weather yesterday in Ohio. We're having it today currently in Illinois. Let's see if the radar is going to work now for me. It's not going to. So what I'm going to have to do here, I'm going to have to X this out here. Give me 1 second to reload this. We'll take a peek at the current radar currently in Illinois. Let's see if it's going to work now. It does not work. All right, let me go ahead and just restart radar scope then. I apologize about that. I'll go ahead and get that back up and running here momentarily. There we go. Now it's up and running. So now I can go ahead and share this screen back with you guys. What's up, Carol? Happy Easter to you. Hello, Chris. It looks like radar scope is bugging. There it goes. So this is the current severe thunderstorm warning that's that is in Illinois currently. It is for Hancock and McDonough counties until 5:05 p.m. Central Time. That's the only storm that I'm seeing that carries severe potential. More could develop as this pushes eastward through central Illinois and also Indiana. Like I said, we do have that slight risk in place for that corridor. We'll have to kind of see how that develops. But overall, that is your current severe risk for Illinois. That extends currently just for those two counties I mentioned. That's just going to go for large hail and $half size hail, and also possibility of 60-mile-per-hour winds. So this does have some rotation in the mid levels. We're not really seeing it translate to the ground just yet. So this does carry tornadic potential through the evening, although right now that risk does not appear to be very high, although these storms can change very quickly at the blink of an eye. Ashley, Michigan does not have any concern at this point, but if any day is going to be more concerning, to be Tuesday. But even then, there's currently no model showing Michigan getting severe weather for Tuesday. We'll have to kind of watch that closely, but I don't think it's going to happen for you guys up there, which is great news. This is going to be a primarily Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio type of threat for the next couple of days. But if we do get severe weather possibilities in Michigan, we will be posting to our Michigan account, Michigan Storm Chasers. So pay attention to that. Pay attention, or stay tuned, should I say, to that account. We'll have updates if anything does materialize, but we don't expect that currently. Just one lonely cell out there in Illinois currently. Does anybody have any questions for me regarding the upcoming pattern, severe threats, et cetera, et cetera? Feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and hop off here. If this goes tornado warned, I'll probably hop back on here and cover that for Illinois. We do have the account Illinois Storm Network now. We're going to be streaming too. So we'll be covering the storm. If it goes warned or anything significant happens, we'll be on here live covering it. But with that being said, that's all I have for you guys in terms of the next couple of days. But if you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in chat, and I will do my best to answer those. Pretty quiet chat tonight. Man, you guys are quiet. Hopefully I covered everything pretty well for you. But I guess with no more questions, I'll go ahead and hop off here. And anything does happen with this storm in terms of tornadic activity, I'll go ahead and hop back on here and begin streaming. So that's all I got for you guys. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you guys maybe tonight or perhaps tomorrow or Tuesday. So stay safe, guys.